Let's tell you, we're going to do a lot of stuff on Ruby today because we have some really good things pushed up. Some really things that make this thing really complete, and being able to complete all your projects, all the stuff together in one place. And I want to go through all of those with you because there's really some great stuff here. And then we've also got some fixes that we brought out. So we're just going to go through all these new changes today and maybe even walk you through a little bit about some ideas of how to use Ruby. If you're not familiar with Canvas Plus, that is our workbench to where everything you can do, you can bring it to the workbench, you can put it together, and you can take it out with the best tools in the AI world and then take your product right to market. So all of that stuff here now released in this version of Ruby. So let's get started. I want to do just a little bit of kind of looking over everything. And as this came out, if you're looking on the left-hand menu, you're going to see something new down there called the Asset Manager. And we have the Project Manager. These are letting you see the projects you have, and you can create new projects. The Asset Manager allows you to actually look at all of the content that you have created, and you can look at them based upon which project that you are looking for. So this is going to be all my default project files that are sitting right here. And I can go through it, and on the Actions tab, I can go through and I can do quite a few different things. I can view it, I can rename it, I can move it. So what's the difference between move and the next one down, link? Let's kind of talk about those. So moving means I want to take it out of my default project and I want to move it to a different project. And when I click move, it'll pull up the projects that I already have that are created. And when I select that project, it's going to actually take that file and move it away. I'm going to be able to find that now inside of my other project, and it's right here. So that's move. It's removing it from one project. I'm moving it into another. So let's go back and let's look at all the things in my default project again. Now let's go over and let's say this file, though, I want to link it. And what that means is that now I can go and I can link it to another project, but I'm not moving it. It's going to be in both of them. And so when I click on this again, now if I go over and check, I will see that I have two different projects, two of them here. And that one did not get removed from this version. It's just linking it to both of them. So both of them have them available when I'm in there and working with that project. So that's the big difference between the move and the link. Now you can also download right from here, and it just immediately starts to download. So you can download your files, and if you're doing some storage and all that kind of stuff, you're trying to keep it clean, you can download it and then you can go in and delete it. And it's going to remove it from the system. So make sure that you have it because we can't recover it. When you delete anything in our system, it's a hard delete. It's gone. It's like you've chosen not for us to have it here for you, and you're taking it. So make sure that you have downloaded it and you have it, or whatever you really want to delete it. Now, that happens in all the different types of assets that you will have inside of Ruby. So these are all audio files. And by the way, if you wanted to view it, you can just view it.
We have some proprietary services that we created. One called Personify.
And it will just start playing the file for you. If this is an audio file, it will do that for you, and it's no problem. Okay? And you can close it and do whatever. If you wanted to rename this one, let's go ahead and rename it. This will be Personify VO. Let's just say that. Okay, so now I've got my Personify VO here. I've renamed that file, and now I can go ahead and just keep track of that. So you have all this capability of managing all of your documents, all your files, your documents. These are things that you've saved either in IntelliChat. Maybe you've created things inside of your Ruby Assistant that you want to keep. You can go through and you can just click on the view of these, and you're going to be able to go in and read all of the stuff that you want with that. The bill plan one, let's go check it out, what that is. So I can go through and I can just kind of see everything, and I can copy paste this back into whatever document that I'm wanting to go back and look at. Okay, so all my document stuff is there. Now if I go to images, this is all the images that we've created. So everything that's in your image gallery, you're going to see them right here. And you can go in and you can kind of dig into all of the stuff that you want to do. Now, the one thing that you're going to see when you're looking at these, and you've done a lot of stuff with Midjourney. Now, one of the things that we do that's special in Midjourney, and it's a big deal, like most people don't understand how great it is that when you receive something from Midjourney, they all look just like this, where they're all four in one file. And then you can go into Midjourney and you can do another conversion on that called an upscale, and you can upscale it and you can have it then as a single file. What we do though is we actually break all of those down into individual files for you when they actually make the file. And so you're going to see them like this. And then you'll actually go through and you'll find the solo versions of those inside of your gallery as well. And so you can kind of pull those images back in, like this one here. Let's go ahead and I'll just take a quick little, maybe. There we go, view. And now I've got my file. I can see what it is up here. This is my prompt. So I have the ability to go in and do a lot of stuff. Again, you can go in and rename these files so that you can keep track of them. But there's also a couple things. You see all these check boxes over here. So let me go in here and say, like, I want to do that one and that one. You'll see that these little action tab comes up. And here you're able to do what we call mass action moves. Now, we've kind of already gone through what the difference is between a move and a link. But then you have a mass delete. So just make sure you know that this is what you really want to do, is you really want to delete these files before you do it. Or if you want to go in and move several of them into a different project, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to move these into my selfless project. And now if I can go back over into my selfless project and my images, well, it didn't do it. Corey, need to put that as a bug because it didn't do it. I'm going to try it like this. So, Corey, the images are not moving. So you need to make that note. So anyway, this obviously that's how it should work. You should move the image right into whatever project that you are working for, and you should be able to find all those. So that's kind of the way that all of these things will work. You've got your videos that will do the same thing. I don't have any videos here, I guess. Let's see. Anything in there? I guess I don't have any videos made. Music tracks, the same thing. Try my other subscriptions here and see if I have anything. Oh, what? Yeah, it's like Corey. I think I'm may. Can you hear me okay? Because I kind of think that I might be.
No, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. I'm not really sure. Something was jumping around on my machine. I do something here. Yeah. There's it moved successfully. So there they are. For some reason, I think my internet broke out. It was moving them all the time. It just didn't show them here. So anyway, yeah, all that's working. So you're going to be able to move your images. You can do mass moves. That's what we did all these in one big mass move. And then, of course, you have your videos that are there, and you can do the same thing as you did with the audio. You can open it up and you can play it. You can kind of see it in action. You can even have the still player to, you can go down into, playing it at half speed if you want to. So you get a good chance to look at everything that's there and you have it inside of your project that you want. And that's the same thing with prompts. You can move your prompts around. I don't even know if I guess I have them in this one. So I guess we can do that. I'll go ahead and move 2 or 3 of these at the same time. So we'll go ahead and move. I'm going to actually link these because I don't want to move them out of there. I want to just link them to my project. So again, they're in both. So you see it didn't delete them from this project. But if I go into here, you can see that they are here. So that's the way the asset manager works. It's going to really help you keep things organized. It's going to allow you to use the same image and the same asset into multiple projects, which is super important as you're starting to go and build in there. So that is something that's really important that we wanted to make sure we got right. It's a very complicated piece, so we're glad to get it in here and to get it into your hands, because that, along with your project manager, gives you complete control over the things that you are doing.
I wondered how long it would be for that to happen.
So there you go. The dogs are here. The kids are back. Okay, so all this stuff gives you everything that you need now to go and really build your projects. Keep everything separated, and you can go and build some great stuff. Now, in Virtual Studio, we also brought in our image enhancements. And so now you'll see that that tab is available. It's open. You can do remove and replace. You can do all these great things. FaceSwap is back. FaceSwap's back, and it's got a little bit different look to it. So it's nice. You can upload your base image. That's the body that you want to have. And then the face is the face you want to put on the body. So that was there, and they actually show up down here. So it's a very nice layout of how to go about that. I don't have any files ready to do that, so I'm not going to do it. Describe is back. So Describe allows you to upload an image, and it will go out and give you 4 different prompts that will make an image like the one that you just uploaded. So if you really like an image, you want to use it, and you can go and throw it in here, and we'll go and make you one that is royalty free, that you can go and use by getting something similar based on the prompt. You know, replace sky, super easy, put in a project. You can change the skies to little different things that you want to do. And then, of course, replace the background and remove the background. Those are real simple as well. So you can kind of do a lot of great stuff. So this is here. And what this is great for doing is just having a file that you really like, and you're like, well, it's almost perfect, but it's not quite perfect. Like maybe I want a different background. Maybe I want this background, but I want to have maybe this guy on it. So let's kind of do this. Let's just try one real quick. I'm going to actually go into my background, remove background. I'm going to find it from my search assets. So I'm going to find it from here. Let's see here. Where do I go? Asset. Oh, because it's not in there, I have to flip this over, and now we'll go find it. He's buying my guys here. All my guys are in there. They're not broken apart, Corey. I do think that we need to do more about just breaking them up inside of here. So I can do her, I guess. Let's see. Wish I would have had all these broken out, ready to go. Let's do this. Let's just do a logo. And so I want to use this one here. So add the file. I'm going to generate it. I'm just going to have it break out that background real quick. So so if you can see how it does is it actually comes up half straight, and you can drag this across. And so what you can do is you can see what it looks like with or without. Okay, so that's what this is for, to let you see how it is. And then I can download that. Now I've got that file I want to go and do something with. I can also view that and see what it's looking like. So there you go. Now I want to maybe replace the background instead of doing the whole, removing it. That gives me a prompt box. And so now you can come in, you can do your assets again. I'll go ahead and, I don't want to do that one because it's already got that. Let's do this one here. We'll do my dog. And so I've got this. I'm going to add my file in here. I'm going to say, put on white. So nothing special here. I just want to take out the background, and I want to add a white background behind the dog. So that's hopefully what we come up with here. And then again, and what's that?
I was gonna say, if anybody's familiar with having to use the pen tool to try and mask out stuff like that, especially a curly-haired dog, that is a nightmare. So this is a huge time saver.
Yeah, that was always the big one. So there you go. There's your dog just being pulled out and it's put onto a white background. And so it's great because now I can really just put that wherever I want, and we can actually do that inside of Canvas, right? So we actually have all that we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and download that. And if you go in and look, you should see these now up in your gallery because it's saving all those files to your gallery as well as you're going around doing that. So great tools, great ways to save a lot of time. Some ways to, just clean up some things that are there. You don't have to do a whole new render of an image. So all that good stuff is there. And right inside of the image lab. One little thing that was a bug that we did get fixed is the ability to delete. And so now you can perform that function and it works perfectly.
You did that logo.
Oh, well, sorry. That's all right. It's down here somewhere. That was just the one that had the background out of it. Okay, so let's go into a couple of other things that have been in progress. We had the dubbing ready to go, and we're still running into issues in long format. And instead of waiting until that's done, we went ahead and moved everything up. But dubbing is coming, and dubbing will show up in the vocalization. You'll see it with a little dubbing thing up here when we release that. And that'll be able for you to go and upload images, URLs, connect like to YouTube, and then you can convert those into over 29 different languages. And if it's a video, it separates the voice from the music, it lays it back in, it gives you a finished product ready to go to market. And so a very cool tool that we are really wanting to get to market. We just want to make sure that we can do long format because there's a lot of people out there who will want to do 30 to 45 minute type of projects. And we want to make sure that that is happening. So that's there. So let's kind of go into some of the newer stuff that's coming in Canvas Plus. I'm going to spend a little bit of time in here because one of the things that we knew at the very beginning when I'm going to use this one here, at the very beginning of launching out Canvas Plus and putting our audio video editor into play. One of the things I knew from being an editor for over 30 years was that I was missing some of my fun tools. Like I can go in and I can make a really great video with just cuts and little transitions between the cuts, just because I've done it for so long. But that's kind of hard for a brand new person to get going. And so we kind of miss some of these little things that would be great to have just to help make editing easier and cooler and all that good stuff. So I'm going to bring this up to a little different, aspects ratio. I'm going to do that just by coming in and choosing my different site. Maybe I'll go full HD if I want to. And then I'm going to go into my clips. So I'm going to go to videos and you know what? I'm going to just go up here because I actually want to use the image that I had already on my eggs. So actually, no, I'm going to use this one. So I'm actually going to do this, and actually I have to go here to get her, but I'm going to insert that in. Okay, so and actually I'm going to do both. I'm going to grab both of these then. And actually, I'll go ahead and grab her too. I don't know exactly what that turn does. It's just a little turn. It's kind of a weird turn. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Maybe. I kind of like this one. This one's a lot slower, and it's just kind of real subtle, and I kind of like it because you can do some cool things. So I'm actually going to load that one in. So now I've got my 3 different clips in there, and really what makes this whole thing going to work great the way I want to is I want to do a nice transition between each of them. And so I'm actually going to start maybe with this clip here. And you notice I just click it, and it drops right in, and you can see that I can hit the play button down here, and it's just going to start to play. So I want to click on that clip, and then what I want to do is I want to come up here and just scroll up after I've clicked on this clip. And you're going to see new things called animations right here. And you can see select. And if I hit select, I have all of these different options now. I have in animations, which means from the beginning of the clip, I'm going to have an in animation. And from the outside, I'm going to have an out animation. So how do I want that clip to leave? And then I have loop animations that work all the time. So like if I wanted to have this just spin and spin and spin and spin, like if I really just wanted to do that, I can just drop that on there, and that's what it's going to do. It's just going to spin, 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 and spin, spin. Like, okay, if that's what you want. Maybe it's on a logo and you're doing something like that. That's great. All right. If you don't want that, you just come over and hit reset, and get rid of it. Okay. So now let's do this though. What I do want though is I want this to be a dissolve in. All right. So I'm going to go to my in animations and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to see fade. And now look, all these different ones that are here. Okay. And if you want to see all of the in ones, just hit more right here. And it's going to open it up so you can kind of see them a little bit easier. Right. So now I'm going to do fade. And so I just want it to come in. Now I can choose a background. Maybe I want that background white. Okay. So I want it to come from white. So now I've got all that set. I can come down here now and just play it. And you see that it was really fast. Okay. So I really don't want it to be that fast though. So I'm going to go back up to my fade. I'm going to click on it. And now you can see that I have a duration right here. So I want to do it for 2 seconds. So now I want my fade from white to be in 2 seconds. And now I've got my perfect fade. But now I want to have it go from this to another clip. And I want them to kind of crossfade at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an out. Okay, so this is my in animations. I'm now going to go over to my out animations and I'm going to find my fade. And I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I'm going to click and get my time. I say I want it to be 2 seconds as well. Okay, maybe yeah, I'll do 2 seconds so it's easy. Okay. Now I've got my whole clip. I got to fade in for 2 seconds. I'm sitting here looking at it, and now I'm going to fade it out in 2 seconds. Okay. Now I don't want it to loop. I'm going to actually turn that off so it just stops, so I can see what it looks like going through here. So it's fading out to white. Now I want to go. I don't want that to do that anymore. Okay, so now I'm going to go up to my other clips. So I'm going to videos, and I'm going to go in. I'm going to drop in my other clip, and I actually want to do it like right where that starts to turn. I'm going to go ahead and add my new clip here. Now I want to extend this out, so I'm going to go here and go fit view, and I want to extend this out too. So got this.
So it's important to note that, and this has come up several times in my inbox. The animations won't appear in your tools until you actually have something on the canvas. So if you're not seeing animations, then it's because you don't have anything on the canvas.
Yeah, you have to have something to apply it to, because it's connected to the clip that you're actually you're doing stuff with. So make sure that you have that. That's a good point, Clip. All right,
That's what I'm here for.
That's all you're here for.
That's it.
Making that sure you know
That comedy relief, comedic relief.
Okay, so now I have this nice little dissolve going down, but I know I want this to be a full screen. So we all know that you just grab these corners and you can go ahead and lay it down on top because it's a layer above. So now I just want this to do a nice little fade. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go back into my fades, my fade in. I'm going to run this for 2 seconds, just like I did the other ones. So there's my 2 seconds, and I can literally just have it start to come right in over the top of the other one. And I've got this nice crossfade now between the two. Now I can do the exact same thing going the other direction, right? So I've got this nice move, this nice fade. And sometimes you can actually get down here, like if I was to do this fade, I would actually do this. I'd actually blow this up a little bit, and I'd actually move it over just so that I could try to get her face in a little different place. So they kind of like they're coming across each other over there. So I probably would do something like that, and I'd raise her up just so that I can kind of have that kind of look and feel. So everybody's their own way, right? So you got all this going on, and I got that nice dissolve, then it kind of pushes it off to the side. Okay, so this is easy manipulation to get what we want to do. And let's say I want this clip down below. Okay, so I want the eggs to also be there, and I want it to also dissolve out. So the first thing I want to do is I want to move my clip so that I can get my dissolve to work, and I have to go back to getting my animation here because I want to fade it on the way out. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 seconds in. I'm going to fade that one out, and you'll see. Play this. She's turning, she's fading out to my eggs. Now, obviously, I want that to happen a lot faster, so you can do that a couple different ways. I can just move that clip, and you can see that it'll just do that dissolve right away. And so I can go through and kind of do it however you want to do that. So remember that when you're doing like big things, you know, like I did my move here, The only thing that's going to be rendered out is what you're seeing inside of the actual bracket, okay, inside of your actual canvas. So all this other stuff out there, it's not going to go in your render. And so you'll see that, but you're only looking at what's inside of your actual window there. That's what's going to be rendered out, put into your plane. Okay, and the last thing that we would need to do here is just do, maybe I want this to maybe pan out. So I'm going to do an out. I'm going to do it on a pan, and I want it to do pretty quick, actually. So I'm just leave it like it is. And this, you'll see that I have a way to pan it to the right. I can pan it up, down, left, however I want to do that. I can also show the distance that I want it to move. And I can also come in and show what kind of acceleration. Do I want it to bounce in? I want it to wiggle away? Do I want it to do a smooth and kind of move away naturally? I just kind of want to do a smooth, natural away from it. And that kind of makes it how I want it to go. And if I want it to be, well, I want it to be longer than that, just so it's a little smoother. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out 2 seconds. And you can see that it's starting to move away to my white. Now you also see that it's got a fade, right? So I'm doing this on the way out. It's actually fading on the way to this. So I've got everything set the way I want. And now I can just go ahead and render that out, and I am all set for my video. Now there's all kinds of animations. There's not just fades. I think the fades are just one of the most important ones that most people would want to have. But anything that you do, you can do it on images as well. So if you wanted to drop an image in, you can do the same things that image. You can go in, find your animations, and you can slide it in maybe. I should do a slide in, and we'll do it fairly quickly. We'll have it come from the left. So let's kind of go through. So it's coming, it's going left. So actually we want it to go the other way. So I'll actually flip this to right. Okay. So now I'm going to have it slide into the right. And I might want to position it right over here. And maybe I'll just take it down because I want to put like a little montage to get it on the right side. So now I can kind of do that. And if I wanted to do this like several different times, I can just copy and just paste that clip. So it's kind of easy to do that, or I can just paste a clip. So I've got these clips in here. And now maybe I want to put them all in this corner, like down here. So I'll go ahead and bring it down here.
Once you get your masterpiece finished, Heidi's asking if you can show the render process and finding it again in the asset manager.
Sure. She got tired of me playing over here, I think. Don't blame her. Okay, but I want these all to slide in the same way, right? So I can have one coming after another, but I want them to be staggered out a little bit. So I'm just going to drag them and stagger them out. And then I'm going to go into them and I'm going to do the exact same piece. I put a 2-second animation slide on them. So I'm just going to go here, out of my placeholder, go to my slide, and I'm going to put a 2-second slide on. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay. And now I should have this little building going on is what we want. Now, if you want that one to come in first, you can just swap these around. You can have them up that way as well. So you can have a lot of different fun, playing with as many things as you want. You have all these animations and tools now to do it. You can do that with text. You can do that with any layer that you're putting on, and you have slide, pan, fade. Blurs are another huge one to be able to blur in and out is another thing. I use it a ton when editing. And so I want to kind of do it like this, and I just want to blur it out. And so I can kind of play with a lot of different things that I want to do with them. And it's just like a lot of fun of things that you can do along the way. So just have fun and play with them. So what she's talking about is rendering out. Okay, so you see up in the top up here, we have render. The first thing I would do is I would save it. So I'm going to come in and say, this is my demo. And Heidi, just so she can find it. Okay, so I'm going to save that as this is called a scene, by the way. So I saved my scene. And now I'm going to go in and I say I want to render it. And I'm just going to do an MP4. So I'm going to put in here is Heidi render and just hit render. Now, there's two things you can do here. You can wait, which I prefer just to wait just because it's not going to take like too long. It might take a minute or so to get finished. It didn't even take that long. And so now I have my piece here. I can see it. I've got all my editing the way I want it. Great. Perfect. Give me my eggs. There we go. And fade it out. Okay, good. So I've got my clip the way I want it. I can download that right now if I want to. That's just going to go directly out the door and we're all good. But now let's say I'm done with that and I want to go find my render. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to hit open. Okay. Well, actually, if you're looking for, ask her if she's looking for the scene or she's looking for the render. Because there's a difference. If you want to reload your scene that you're doing, you just hit open and then you would go into your search assets and you would find them here. This is your demo Heidi scene, and this was going to reload back everything that's already here. Okay, that's what the open is. If I want to find the render, well, then I'm going to be looking for something different. I'm going to go into my video. I'm sorry, I'm going to go to my assets and then I'm going to go to my renders, and there's my render right here. So now I have my render. I can actually insert that and I can have that video be used again. If I look at my videos, you'll see that this was my render version of it. Maybe it is, maybe not. Hang on, inside videos. No, here's my render version. If I want to bring that in, I can actually lay my render version on top of that as well. And I can play that out too. So that's how you'd find it. If you want this thing to be full screen, by the way, you just go ahead and pull it and match it back into your canvas size. And I always do it this way. Everyone else can do it however they want. That's the way I do it. So now this would be my render that I just sent out, and I can just play it right in here and combine it and do whatever you want. So does that answer the question from Miss Heidi?
So
Okay. Again, if you are wanting to open up something that you've already done, you just go into your search assets, find your templates, and then you can name them. So this one's not named. So I'll go ahead and I'll insert this. And what that's going to do is going to reload everything. So this is anything that's already been done that's inside of, my scene. So I have this video that's inside my scene already. And so I can move these around and do whatever. So that's one scene. If I want to come in and open another one, actually, I kind of want to just rename maybe this one. So I'll save it and say storefront demo. So I'll say that to my project. I know these are all going into Selfless because that's the project that I'm working in. And so now I can actually go ahead and hit open and go back over here. You'll see my storefront demo scene. So I can come back in, I can rename them, I can do all that kind of stuff. You can also do that from the asset manager that's over here. But essentially what you have with your assets on the actual tab inside of Canvas is the exact same thing that you had in the asset manager now. And so you have your files that we transported over there. We have those. I can insert those in as well. It says it's adding. Well, I love finding bugs in the middle of doing demos. That's awesome. But so I think what it is, Corey, is I think it's looking for that link didn't get into the Canvas Plus piece, would be my guess. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over and then edit from here. Well, I don't know. I added it from there, so it's coming from the asset manager. We will work on that.
And it'll learn how they write, how they talk, what they do, all of those things. Now that persona, anytime I do a chat.
So all that's good to go. You have your audios that can be brought in. You got your videos all working in there, and telechat, and all that's kind of the way that you're going to use everything inside of your Canvas Plus. What will be other things that you're going to be seeing and coming this way? Well, number one, templates. Templates will be one of those things that we'll go build and we'll drop them in as we get them built. Corey's been completely inundated and unable to get to this yet, but we'll obviously be dropping more and more templates into the way that you can use this piece. The other thing that you can do is you can come in and look for Unsplash. So Unsplash is one of the partnerships that we have that we're integrating into the video editor, and it's also in the image editor as well, where you can go out and you can get royalty-free video clips or images that you can use inside of your projects. And that's just all part of your subscription. So you'll see that Unsplash will actually be on the left-hand side over here. And you click that and it would actually bring up all of the different Unsplash videos. You can search for what you're looking for, and it's going to search on Unsplash and bring those clips in here so that you can start to use those as well. So you don't just have to have everything for your projects built inside of Ruby. It may be that you needed a couple of shots of someone jumping out of a plane with a parachute. Obviously, you could go and maybe make that the way you want in AI, but Unsplash may have the perfect shot for you to do that, and you can just drop it in. And then, of course, you have your logos and you have all your text treatments and all the things that you want to do with AI, like your music and your voiceovers and all the little clips and stuff you want to run over the top of it. Now you can go and you can have that asset as well. So anyway, so that's really the best thing about I think Canvas right now is we just have these abilities now to be as creative as you want. You can do things in the different definitions that you want to come in. You can also come in and use the images, and you can bring in all kinds of files that you already have started with. So let's do this for an instance here. Let's go in here and let's just do what we were talking about. I wanted to put my dog, so I'm going to bring my dog. Oh, I think I have to click here to go into it. So I'm going to insert my dog, but then I wanted to put maybe this cool background here behind my dog. And it may not look good because it's got a person in it, but we're going to try to mess with it for just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my dog in, and I'm going to put that together. And then I'm going to go over to my images and get my background. And so now I want to switch those around. So Corey, it did a replace background. So let's go fix this. Let's go fix. I don't know if we brought these in here. Yeah, we did. Cool. All right. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go find my dog again. So I'm going to use this one. And this time I'm going to remove the background so I get the alpha channel. Instead of putting a white background behind him, I'm going to actually just make him by himself. And so this will be kind of the way I can put him right on top of anything, like in top of that stuff. So you can see that now there's nothing behind my great dog. So I'm going to leave that, go here, and I'm going to insert him right into my project. So I'm going to close the window. I want to get rid of this one because that one's not going to work for me, but I am going to go back to my images and find the dog that I want. And now you can see that the dog is on top, and now I can go and do a lot of stuff. So, okay, obviously my dog needs to be on the edge because it's got this piece to it. And this, obviously we want this to be really big because I don't want that behind. I just want that dog to be looking like it's on the lake somehow. So, there you go. And now I can go and you can use all the different ways to create the things that you want, knockout stuff, composite stuff, put the fades in, do all kinds of stuff that you want to with it.
And it'll learn how.
All of it done inside of Canvas Plus. And so it's great. I mean, this is what makes it all work together. And when we talk about Ruby being the best aggregator in the AI industry, purely because of the way that you never have to leave, everything works together. from this one little tab, you have access to all of the best AI tools in the world. And you can go and create your images. You can go in and create your audio. You can create your music. You can create the scripts that you want. You can create logos. You can do anything that you can think of right here, including in uploading your own images, your own logos, your own stuff that you can do to do your branding. So one more thing that we were going to add over here to this left side. So Unsplash is one. Two, you're going to see more templates. And the third one that you're going to see over here is your brand. And this will be a place for you to store your logos, your colors, or your bars, or your lower thirds, things that you use that are specific to your brand and you use them a lot. That will just be a place where if you click it as a brand asset, it'll all just show up in the brands, and you can literally just have them available anytime you go to build on anything that's in your deal. So that's kind of the way you have Canvas. We do have another editor in here, which is the design editor. Obviously, there's no animations because it's an image, but you can go and flip between those as well. You'll notice that you have images, IntelliChat, Spy, and assets here because that's what you can import. You can't import audio clips or video clips into the design editor. And so that you kind of see that we just kind of limit to what you can do there. But all this is available, and we were super excited about getting the asset manager as another part to this so that you can come in and really control how everything's going and how you can share stuff between projects. If you're doing stuff for clients, this would be the ideal way that I would be using Link, is that I do a project for company ABC, and I've got one video for him, and then I've got another maybe a Facebook post, and then maybe I've got a YouTube short, and I want that same logo for all of them. I'm going to link that logo from my images to all of those places, and not just have to import it every single time. So that's kind of the beauty of how the asset manager is going to work, and I think you guys will love it. If you haven't seen in your managed accounts the ability to go in and see all your usage, that's something it's really cool to be able to see what you guys are doing every single day. Like you can come in and say like which LLM am I using the most in IntelliChat? I can hover over. I can see like hey, Claude 3 Opus I've used quite a bit. I use Claude 3 Sonnet quite a bit. And then, I got GPT-4 and Google. So I use GPT-4 the least of all of them. But then you can come and also see where my credits are going. So all of your credits are here for this month that you're looking for. And you can export all this out into a CSV or a PDF file. So you have all that. And then if you want to see every single transaction, it's easy. You just jump down here and go into your credit usage if you want to see just your credits. If you want to see positive credits or see maybe if you've got the credits that were supposed to be there, you can just hit it twice and you'll see when the credits were applied. You'll see the date that they were applied, and you'll see a notes over here, initial credits. It might also be renewed credits. So all the different things that are there, purchase credits, boosts, all that stuff will be showing up in the notes when you look at your stuff. And again, you can do that for your words as well. You can see, here's my words that were put in and initial words credit. And so I have all of these available that I can go in and look. Now, if I want to see when I'm using them, the least amount or the most recent, then I just need to hit this and get to my last date. So today, 10/10, 5:19 p.m. That was my beginning balance. I used chat response. It used 0 words. Why did I see that? Well, it's because I'm using one that's a free service, right? So when you're seeing that, it means it's being used by one of our free services that's not going against your bank. And of course, that in IntelliChat, we have those free services, and they're great. They are really good ones. I will say that next week we do intend on releasing out our GPT 401. So getting that to market. And also we're going to have it by the end of October, the Perplexity and Meta Llama. So you'll have those two as well coming in here. But this is just incredible how you guys can go about and use this. I was doing this the other day for my daughter, and it was incredible how quick she was able to learn something, and then how quick she can go make a marketing plan for a tanning salon that she's actually working with. And it was like incredible to see how it is a great starter. It's just like a way to open up your mind to get things going. And then you can build on it. And it's just a really amazing tool. Anchoring's an amazing tool. If you don't know, there's a lot of stuff that you can go watch and read about that. So anyway, great stuff here in the new release. Go play with it. Obviously, big stuff coming with Closer. Big stuff coming in the next, 30 days. Everything is just getting bigger and better every single day. We're looking at different video, different imagery, and you're going to see some changes that will come up in those over the next weeks as well. But it's exciting to see where things are going in the world of AI and how we at Ruby can be at the forefront of bringing them to everybody in a way that everybody can use them in a very simplistic way. So hopefully that helps a lot of people get some stuff going and understanding how to go and utilize Ruby.